Hey everybody, this is Brandon at Nutrition First Coaching, and this is our first official Whiteboard Wednesday video. If you want a little bit about what these videos are for and the purpose behind why I'm doing them every week, every Wednesday, then you can go back to last week's and kind of listen to my intro. But the goal is generally to dispel some myths and answer questions related to and centered around the 4 pillars of health, which is a guiding principle at Nutrition First Coaching, and give you some actionable tools to use each week with these hopefully short videos. Yes, I'm in my garage. This is where the whiteboard lives. So this is where we'll do these informal videos. This week I want to talk about a WHOOPIE goal. So this has been talked about by Ben Bergeron, was kind of brought about in terms of a WHOOP goal. And he added a couple aspects to it that I think make it much more manageable for people and more realistic. But let's go through each little step here, and I'll go through it quickly because on January 7th at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to do a whole webinar on this, and I'm going to give anybody that's on the webinar live, which is a free webinar, you're going to get a free goal setting guide, and we're going to do it step by step, and I'm going to show you how to go through this WHOOPIE goal and get everything planned out so that whatever your goal is, you can be successful in 2021. So the W in the WHOOPIE goal stands for wishing, and actually kind of goes together with the second one, which is hope. So these two combine to give us that kind of major feeling of there's something out there I really want to do. I wish I can do it. I hope I can do it. You need that feeling to almost kind of internalize it and be able to bring it to life and creation in your mind before you can start to make it into an objective kind of outcome for you. Which leads us to the next one, which is the O, and this is our outcome. So if you've ever done any goal setting in the past, an outcome is your major overarching end range goal. So this is where the acronym SMART goals come in. You need them to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And this is what you're going to do with the outcome part of your goal. You're going to have all those components in there because that's how you write a goal. If you want to lose weight, you don't just say, I want to lose weight. You say, I want to weigh 135 pounds by March 15th, and I'm going to do this step by step on the way to get there. So now you have that objective amount, you have the time bound to it. It's realistic because it's within so many pounds and how much time you have to lose that weight. That leads us to the next O, which is obstacles. My handwriting's not very good, and neither is my marker. So obstacles, this is something where we need to look at all those things that could get in the way. What are the things that could jump up? If the goal is to lose weight, then maybe you're not very good at cooking, or maybe you have an extremely busy life and you never have time to eat lunch. Or you don't make the time to eat lunch. So then you end up skipping lunch and eating a bunch of food when you get home. Well, those are major obstacles. So you need to figure out what some of those major obstacles could be, and you need to kind of come up with some kind of plan B for them. You need to come up with a few strategies. You have this obstacle and this obstacle and this one, and then here's a few strategies you can come up with for each obstacle. So when those things jump up, it doesn't completely derail you and you just give up at that point. Now the next letter comes to planning, and I like to put in here a little bit of the process as well. So here we have plan, and I like to put process in here too. So this is really how you're going to achieve this big outcome, or the SMART part of your outcome goal. And in the planning and process part, now you're going to see what are those little behaviors you need to do along the way so that you can reach that goal. If the goal is weight loss, then you need to eat so many calories per day. Maybe it's you need to eat more vegetables every day. Maybe you need to not eat after a certain time at night before you go to bed. Maybe you need to get some exercise in 4 or 5 days a week. These are all the little steps in the plan along the way so that you can keep working towards the time-bound part of your outcome goal and hit those measurable points. Now the last two, this is where Bergeron's added on a little bit, which I think was really ingenious because of how much this brings in kind of your mindset to it. So down here we have your identity. So I'm just going to put ID. And this is really, do you identify as this person? So if your outcome goal is to lose weight, weigh a certain amount, and to look a certain way, or even have some kind of performance-based goal on that, maybe you want to be able to run a 10K, do you identify with that person that could reach that outcome goal? So do you think like the type of person that's going to get up and go for a run when they don't want to? Or do you think like the type of person that is going to make a better choice when there's donuts in the break room? Instead, they're going to eat their cut up snacks they brought, and they're going to stick to their lunch that they planned on eating. You need to identify as that person. I'm the type of person who, fill in the blank, does these things to reach this outcome goal. Once you start identifying as that person, our mindset and our thoughts become our behaviors, and our behaviors are who we are. So if we're identifying as that person, then we can reach that outcome goal. And then the last overarching thing, which comes down to something people typically forget a lot about or they don't plan for, and that is execution. So this is the part where you have to execute that goal. You have to look at, I'm the type of person who does these things. These are the obstacles that get in our way. These are the behaviors I need to make along the way in terms of my plan and process. You need to have those checkpoints along the way in your outcome goal so that you're doing the right things and you're moving towards your outcome goal or your target in the end. If you're not doing the right things, or if you get to certain checkpoints and things aren't going the way you want them to, then you need to reevaluate what's your plan and process. Are there certain obstacles that are still getting in your way? Maybe you need to change how you're executing some of these things. So that's something that we need to think about on a regular basis as we go through these WHOOPIE goals and make those changes along the way. If you need a little help with some of that stuff, an outside objective source like a coach is perfect for that. That's somebody that helps you're on the right path and that can help you along the way so that you're making the correct choices in your execution, your plan is written out correctly, and you can put that into some kind of periodization of a plan. Those obstacles have all been run into before by the coach, so they may have ways you can work around them, and then you can reach that outcome goal. So that's just a quick little overview of what we're going to be talking about and what we're going to go through step by step on January 7th at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you like these videos, I need some more ideas. Send me a DM or put in the comments below anything you'd like to learn more about. That can be in any of the 4 pillars. The 4 pillars are nutrition, movement, sleep/recovery, and then relationships. Any of those 4 things, put them all together. Pick out one that you want to know more about. But give me some things to think about and some things to talk about, and then come up with some actionable items. One thing I will say in terms of action for this one is get yourself something like this, a really good planner, something you can write things on, something you can put all these different parts in, and then you can check your progress each week, each month, each quarter as you're moving through 2021 so you can make it a success. All right, I'll talk to you soon.